the management especially, kindly all.
Good afternoon, masterminds. We are here again. These days we are on the Madlanga Commission and we are coming here to just discuss what happened, what was said, and how we feel about it. So, Jobs, afternoon again, second time around.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Wow, real mastermind. We've watched yesterday's proceedings of from the NPA head of KZN. Wow. All I can say, Suspect, is wow. I'm not sure if you can allow me to play this clip. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, Suspect?
I can see your screen, Jobs.
Yes, I just want to play this
With the
clip.
trials are proceeding. So I don't think there was any specific correctional facility that was ever found for just them specifically.
Thank you. And of course, if the single court idea was not implemented, then correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that it would not make sense to have a single correctional services facility servicing courts scattered across the province.
Yes, that would be correct, because the courts would then, yeah, that would be correct.
If we can then go back to your statement and paragraph 23. And you've been describing attempts to provide better coordination around political killings. Did those have a positive result?
Commissioners, that is correct. The documents which we have just referred to as NHD, and once we had dedicated capacity from the organized crime component, which is now responding to the political task team, it seemed everything was then put into place. We're not saying there weren't any further challenges that may have been found, but that was the coordination that yielded the results that were being requested for.
And at what stage did you start seeing results from the coordinated strategy?
I would like to benchmark with the COVID, as I've referred to in paragraph 23, and maybe can I just read out what?
I think the underlying word there, Suspect, is coordinated. Coordinated as a word, it means something beautiful. It means something that is actually being posted. It means that something that is being controlled. That's what coordinated Suspect will mean. So now, if then something is being coordinated and then also being controlled, it leaves no room for other people to interfere with something that is being coordinated. Now, coordination becomes important because what is the end goal of the coordination part? Are you doing the coordination with a view of delivering justice? Are you doing coordination with a view of defeating the ends of justice? Or are you doing coordination to deal with the backlog of political killings? Or you're doing coordination to deal with the issue of when you want to reduce dockets that relating to political killings. Now, real masterminds, as we are recording now, we're saying we are responding to the Madlanga Commission. And when we respond to the Madlanga Commission, we'll listen to all the witnesses that have testified. Now, suspect it took me back yesterday when I listened to the head of NPA making presentation. Deep down, I then realized one thing. They were calling it PIG or PGI, prosecutorial guided investigation,
Yes,
or
PG,
or
PGI.
yes, or prosecutor, yeah. But anyway, or
Prosecutor.
PIG, whatever the thing is. But for us, it was a deja vu, isn't it? Because it's
Reminded
what
us of.
we've been going through over the years. But then the case that then had did not even stop there as well. You know, suspect the distraction will come in all angles when you listen, when you're trying to get to the truth. But I am really, really hoping that South Africans are going to join the dot. The case that then had also mentioned to us, suspect, says there was a team, a coordinated team now, resources that were there. Amongst the resources, there were different disciplines. The two things that stands out for us that comes across is a cell phone analyst as well as the ballistics. We now know that, yes, we now know that at least General Mkhwana's had his own reservation about the ballistic unit from from Pretoria, from Gauteng. But then for us, we also have learned something which is critical around the 23rd of July. Stein tells us that when he did his statement, he was busy with the case in KZN. Hence, his statement, he has to file it through. Now, suspect real mastermind South Africans. If cell phone records or analysis that was on that team, that means that team investigation is compromised because we know that Stein is a master of lying. We've proven that Stein does not have a backbone. We've proven that Stein will change anything what the prosecutor tells to do, Stein will do it. Now, the case that Anne had suspect, as I'm summarizing this, she also told us that another person who was the head from the prosecutor's side was Advocate Gama. Maybe I may not know things about Gama. Maybe remind the masterminds about that side of the of the resources. Remember, we're talking coordination, suspect.
Gaba was also the prosecutor in the Tiliso Mataka case. And he's also currently the prosecutor in the 88 case. And there's a lot of controversy around Gaba. And I believe with this Madlanga Commission, all the allegations against him will eventually be investigated because it cannot just be left as allegations. Somewhere, somehow, something must be done. But another thing that also grabbed my mind in jobs when you talked about Stein being busy in KZN. Which year was it? Because it seems like Stein being in KZN and also in the sense of Miwa case connecting cell phone numbers and linking and my mind is just racing. I'm asking myself a lot of questions.
Now, he says that he was busy with the Hawks. He gets to be redeployed. He's been working at he joins Gininda's teams around 2018. Now, while he was working with Gininda's team, then there are people that have also come and testify, like your Mabasa. Mabasa says it's been working with Gininda's team for the longest time. But this is the common factor now. This is a common factor, suspect. I want you to stand still. Don't faint. Now, also, we know that Gininda worked on a Ronovan Krecher case. And Gininda, on the Senzomiwa case, he's worked with a warrant officer, or is it Sergeant Muhola? Bachubakai Muhola. And Muhola, we know that Muhola has worked with Kaba on the Ronovan Krecher case. So the common factor between Gininda and Stein and Kaba is the Ronovan Krecher case. Now, if then Stein is able to cook in Gininda's case, what will then stop Stein to cook on the Kaba case? Now, do you see what we're sitting with here? We're sitting with a situation where, like I'm saying, that the Madlanga Commission is just the tip of the iceberg. The positions of dealing with the unit is the misguided part, because a commander of the unit may have not known what the actors like your Captain Kumalo that we spoke about earlier on, what is it that they were doing to get Dlamini arrested? Do you understand? We will not know.
There's also a common factor here. In the sense of we also have a warrant officer Makubu, who
Yes.
also had his own docket. And what happened to warrant officer Makubu? He also gets arrested.
Yes, he also gets arrested, but then it doesn't stop there. Warrant Officer Makubu was also deployed to a political task team.
Testing.
Yes. Yes.
More similarities between these teams is the witnesses. The witnesses just end up dead. All the witnesses just end up dead.
No, but Warrant Officer Makubo does something in support of the PKTT, of which Mkwanazi raised an issue, but then he appreciated that. Mkwanazi says they had a problem where the person, number 5, gets to be released after being convicted. Then he does more things, but we now know who arrested person back. Is Makubo.
It's Makubo.
Yes.
Now, why do we have a situation where good police officers with excellent track records are suddenly being arrested by the same police officers who are the team members? The same police officer who totally doesn't have track records. Gininda doesn't have an investigation track record. It doesn't. It does not. When you go to Makubu, Makubu have an excellent investigation track record. Dlamini received an excellence award for being the best detective. And he got arrested, defeating the ends of justice. So why do we have a situation with these two teams, a political killing task team and the Gininda's cold case team, where these investigation officers who have successes, who have proven successes and proven track records, they find themselves on the other side of the cells?
Hey, for neutrality point of view, suspect, because we're analysts. Also, the other team, which Mkwanazi makes reference to, they had successes, but he also told the commission that they found successes on a ballistic report, and then there were cases that were opened against them. They also did work in the Eastern Cape. They also learned that there are cases that are also being arrested upon them. Kwanazi says he realized that they will also be arrested, hence they decided to voice their frustration on July
But
6th.
remember, the question was raised as to if we can go to the steps of the political killing testing. Now, a conviction is a success. While a case is still in court under trial, that cannot be regarded as a success for the South African police. So that's what Masemula admitted he did. Only a conviction is a success. You can arrest as many people, like in the Eastern Cape case. Sarah Berger was the forensic investigator. Let's go again. Sarah Berger was the forensic investigator at the Fort Hare University, whereby they found corruption committed by politicians. Remember, at that Fort Hare University, politicians even bought their degrees and their qualification, whereby even the premier of Eastern Cape was implicated in that corruption. What happened? The investigation team, the forensic investigators, got arrested by the political team. Sarah Berger was acquitted. Sarah Berger was acquitted of all charges in that matter.
There's a company is Khan. I want us to, once you talk about forensic teams, here in Ekurhuleni again, a head of forensic was dealt with. Also, the interviews that we just did of the Duma, internal audit person was dealt with. Yes. Now, all that we're trying to do, Suspect, is that there are rogue elements within that are trying to, yes, to sabotage the good police work, because therefore is on different channels on record. And we now know, when we're joining the dots, that the person that arrested Tefo appears to be close to General CB. You understand? And therefore always said that his problem started with General CB. Makubo said he was arrested because he refused to take an unlawful instruction from General CB. He said that's when his problem started. Now, we have Dlamini, who says that he refused to take a political instruction which was unlawful from Khumalo, from Cele through Khumalo. And he was arrested. Now, all of these things, since we're saying that the Madlanga Commission, I don't want to put my head on the block for anyone suspect. That's what I can tell you. I'm an analyst. I listen to things, and I'm trying to unpack all of these things, because suspect, it always worries me that Dlamini went to court and there was a prosecutor. Why on the state, on the successes of the test team, they reflecting on Dlamini, only that they coming back and saying Dlamini is disgruntled? Remember Dlamini's comment found itself on the presentation that
Yes.
was done by the National Commissioner. You see, people need to, you see, suspect I'm the person that I go back on record. I find it hard for me to trust everything that the police commissioner is saying. I've got no personal issue with that. But you know why I suspect? I have not heard anything that anyone has attempted to open a case against General Sibia about all of his behavior.
I would have
Because
expected
they
for
all
you.
have
Why is General Sibia not arrested yet? They have the evidence. They are police officers. Why is General Sibia still out there, probably doing still what they are accusing of him of? If it was you or me, we would have been arrested by now. The work must go on. We cannot wait. As much as Masimula is suspending Sibia and doing everything, we expect Masimula to arrest Sibia because they have evidence against Sibia. Why can anything else not wait for the commission, but the arrest of other people are being arrested? There's other people who are being arrested, and Sibia is implicated. Even the minister is implicated. Why not? Why have they not been arrested yet? What are we waiting for?
That's the issue. At least with the minister, Konas did say that the docket is before the case that then head of prosecution, which was quite interesting to see her actually being there. That's one. But then for me, before any of these things,
I actually expected one of the evidence leaders to ask her what is the status of their docket, because the docket can also not sit forever. If the docket is on the table, she might make a determination. Arrest must fall because there's proof that the minister have ordered the immediate disbandment of the political casting. And if there's evidence before her, let her do the right thing and issue a warrant of arrest for the minister. Why do we not have those kind of things before us, SAPS?
hence I'm saying, suspect, before we get to the issue of arrest, we've been recording for the last 6 months or so. I remember you said you had information that SAPS, as early as last year, resources were released to go after you.
As early as last
Now
year,
the question
by the
is, yes,
same General Kumalo, and I even saw them with my
hold
own
it there.
eyes.
Hold your emotions. I want to control you there. Hold your emotion, because I know this part is personal to you. Hold it there. But I want to go to the head office. Who, because we know that CBS legal team may have been approved by somebody, may have been approved by Van Rooyen or General Masimol, for Sibia to go after you. And you also told Real Mastermind that you were told that the SAPS resources were released to go and deal with you. No, so you're telling me that Sibia is that rogue that he can go on and do all of these things,
Exactly.
when at one point in time, which was where is missing for me, where both General Masimola as well as Major General Van Rooyen that have reprimanded Sibia. They're the bosses. Where is the letter that from the legal, a very legal mind, with a lot of respect to him? But I fail to actually see that where is the letter that she may have written reprimanding Sibia, says, Sibia, you are abusing your powers now. Who paid for the instruction to go after a whistleblower? Do you understand that? Masimola and them, you also have your own personal journey with Masimola and how information was coming through to you. At which point did Masimola reprimanded Sibia not to go after you? At what point that Sibia or Masimola or Van Rooyen reprimanded Kumalo not to do all these things that they were approving to go after you?
No point.
Now,
There's no record at
exactly.
no point. At no point. Masimula never even responded to all the letters. Now let me come to this one. Masimula also accused, remember I wrote a lot of letters to Masimula relating to a lot of things. Now Masimula also come and accuse Professor Meridas and say she's just writing letters, random letters that are baseless. Now, here is the thing. At some point, the same Merida has that Masimula is now accusing. He went to her to ask for protection. Because why? He said that Becky Taylor wanted to replace him with General Musikidi. And the same Merida, as I have the letter, the same Merida has wrote a letter to Parliament to say that Masimula feels threatened because the minister told him. Becky operational. Now Becky Taylor is in the operational sphere of the South African Police Service. Masimula, there's an official letter where that Merida has sent to Parliament to say Masimula is afraid to be replaced. Becky Taylor told him he's going to replace him. Now, at what point did Masimula report that Becky Taylor is interfering in operational matters?
How did General Masimula reach out to Meridas?
Through me. Through me. He called me, even called me with someone else's phone, and he said he's afraid to use his own phone. He's not even working in his office anymore because his office is back. They are tapping his phone through me.
Yo, what are we gonna say to Madlanga? Yo, suspect this bomb.
Through
what are we
me.
gonna say to Madlanga?
You went further. You went further, and he sent another guy, which is also, that guy is also not a police officer, he's a politician. He gave him police resources to come and meet with me in Bloemfontein. And I met with that guy because Masimula was afraid to speak on his phone. He was afraid to work from his office because he said he doesn't feel safe because of Becky Taylor. That's what Masimula said. And I have witnesses. I have witnesses
are you not
who can attest.
Are you not an agent?
I have witnesses who can attest.
Are you not a spy? Are you not
a spy? The same Masimula. I can challenge him anytime and bring my witnesses, because when we met with that guy here in Bloemfontein at the guest house, they can even go and watch the footage there. I went with 2 witnesses there. I didn't went on my own. The same Masimula came to me and said, can you please speak to Professor Merida Haas? I need help. I feel threatened in my own office by Becky Taylor. He wants to replace me. And then he also said, that is the time when he wanted some dirt on Musikidi so that she cannot be put in his position, because the only way he was going to prevent her from getting that position of him is when he was going to get something scandalous about her. Then came the macro. Suddenly, the macro case find its way into my phone. Where did I get that information? When people are accusing me of having classified information, the first thing they must ask themselves, I will go to the Madlanga Commission and say, Masimula gave me information. Masimula gave me information.
Wait, Pet. I want you from Real Masterminds to concede to one thing. So if I am saying that maybe it's General Mkhwana's own assumption or his own analysis, even though it did not call you, it did not refer to whistleblowers that are being used. So that means that he's in for a shock. because
They used it.
like with what yes.
Mm.
No, suspect, sometimes now we must start. I think we must start.
Is in for a shock. He
uh,
doesn't know these people. He doesn't know them. They used him. I can go and stand in a court and Lord put my hand on the Bible and I will testify about me and Masimula. What kind of information I received from Masimula, what kind of information I shared with Masimula. You know me. I keep record of everything and I always make sure that there's witnesses whenever I do and say something. I keep record. The same thing happened with the previous national commissioner. The previous national commissioner did the same thing. I kept the record of everything. Once Sithole had been called to that commission, I will tell you everything what I discussed with Sithole, what information he shared with me, what information I shared. I don't get information from small Nyanafis. I get information from the top dogs like Masimula. Let them go and speak the truth and tell everyone, where do I get my information? Because now everyone wants to know, where do I get in my information? I got information from Masimula.
Because I know some other real mastermind even ask you. So I think on one of the conversation we said when we're talking about Honorable Fadil, and some comment says, "Oh, you gave them classified information." But I think we've addressed it. But I suspect this is what is important is that I want you to get through to this relationship with the top dogs, you said, the executive of the police. Now I see Major General Van Rooyen is there, and I see that she came there. She put
Just to be clear
Sibia
on
under
that, she is not the head of legal services. She is the head of policies and the head of legal services is a very good friend of Becky Cele, Simo Chamani. He was Simo Chamani was the staff officer of Becky Cele. He is the head of legal services. He is the one who was supposed to be there, no General Fana. The head of legal services is General Simo Chamani. Very good friend of Becky Cele. He is the one who assists Becky Cele to steal 5 million rand from SAPS when he represented Becky Cele in a case using SAPS resources, and Becky Cele was not a national commissioner anymore. Yes. Advocate therefore opened a case against Simo Chamani, Pretoria Central case against Simo Chamani and Becky Cele in 2020 already. That case is just lying somewhere. It was the docket was under CBS table. That docket has not been closed at court. It's not been withdrawn at court. That docket is still active. Simo Chamani and Becky Cele, Pretoria Central case.
Real mastermind, I don't know what I'm gonna say to Madlanga. I remember.
They want us to draw bombs on jobs. What we are going to do from now on, I said, I'm sick and tired to report crime to criminals. I've been reporting crime to criminals for the longest time. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm sick and tired to report crime to criminals.
So this is a series now. Suspect the real mastermind is tired to report crime to criminals. So this is part one.
This is part one. I'm tired to report crime to criminals. From now on, I'm going to use this platform to expose the criminals in the system. Listen what I'm saying. I'm use this platform to expose the criminals in the system. This is just the beginning of we are going to start October on a high note. If you thought June, July, August, September was watch and see what I'm going to come with.
Now, I do recall on the interview with the Duma, you said we are going to be a Madlanga Commission 2.0.
This is our own commission now. We don't have
Now,
terms of reference. We don't have terms of reference in this commission. In this commission, we just throw it there. We don't have terms of reference. As long as the evidence is here in front of me, I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't have terms of reference.
No, I tell you what, Sispet, because we left with 3 minutes now. I don't want us to start on a new topic. You see, I'm sounding like evidence leader now. I will want, just after this break, I want to take you back to the information relating to Sibia, the Senzomiwa case, as well as all the case that led to Khan and I think the reason why
what case are we referring to now? The departmental trial, or what case?
No, both, because they also mentioned on the commission they talk about the drug case.
Okay.
Yes, the departmental trial. I don't want us to go on the merits of
Okay, we
that,
are going to
I just
go
want
on
to know.
on the issues that is in the Madlanga Commission.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, around that. And then also, I know you are a mother as well, and a granny. And then also how then this thing is also still affecting you, that you still don't have access to your pension.
And jobs,
And
you know what? Although I've been
we'll start.
We'll start it in that one. We are going to stop this one now, and then after a break, we will proceed with the next one. But masterminds, as I said, we are now mini Madlanga. So we are going to, hey, you must get your popcorn factory ready, because what you are going to hear in this platform, you are not going to get in any other platform. So get yourself ready. And Jabs, another thing, I also want to give a huge shout out to Advocate Tio Okani there at the Daily Fix, who came through and offered to represent me in that Chinese case. So we are going to court on the 23rd of October. We will also just give masterminds information around there, because
Okay.
yes. Okay, let me just stop it here, and then we will meet after the break. Thank you.